the buzz, a Texas principal and mother, still a trending topic today and facing 20 years in prison. She's accused of hiding a camera in the girls' locker room in it's not what you think. Wendy Long, she wasn't trying to capture any of the teens changing clothes or anything, but claims she was trying to catch the girls' basketball coach yelling at players during halftime of the game. Long made the decision after her daughters, who are on the team, said the coach was yelling at them. Well, one of Long's daughters actually hid the camera at her request. It didn't capture the coach doing anything wrong, but it sure got a lot of folks out there and talking and got her into some trouble when someone sent a copy of that tape to the school superintendent. So we want to know what you think. Does this principal need to serve hard time, up to 20 years for what she did?
And our guest to talk about this today, Bruce St. James from 92.3 KTAR and Terry Gilberg from 550 KFYI. Let's jump right in. We'll start with you, Bruce.
Well, listen, the law is the law is the law. And I think there is some dispute. Her attorneys are saying this isn't the law. If she broke the law, she broke the law, and there's punishment that goes along with that. But the idea that you have privacy is so quaint these days, and as somebody who doesn't necessarily agree with that, listen, there are cameras everywhere. When you're in your workplace, you don't have a right to privacy. I think all of us know that in our workplace, our employers can look at our emails. And,
absolutely.
that is part of it, and if there was wrongdoing going on, she can prove that. She might have a case that goes, listen, my job as a principal, I'm trying to find out what's happening.
I think it also must be the week for dumb moms. Look at the previous segment that we had. Now we have this. Yeah. She is a middle school principal and a dumb mom with her high school daughter's approval to put a camera in her locker. Let me ask this of the audience as well. How many coaches do you know don't yell? They all yell.
That was my biggest problem.
Yeah, the bad ones don't. Were you ever yelled at by a coach?
I was yelled at by coaches.
When was I not yelled at by coaches? And my mom and my dad and my brothers. That's what coaches do. If they're not yelling, I'm more concerned. I want to throw this out. If she was so concerned and wanted to record them, and if she says it wasn't for surreptitious reasons, what about just audio only?
Yeah, exactly. And according to the daughters, who have, by the way, already quit the team, they said the coach yelled a lot. Who cares?
Well, okay, so the coach, is that a mortal sin? Is that illegal?
Right.
I mean, what did the mother/principal, the dumb mother/principal, gain by doing this? Her kid finally wound up quitting the team anyway. She's looking at 20 years. She's broken the law. I mean, how dumb is this?
Well, and it comes down to, was she doing it as a mother, or was she doing it as the principal? Because I think there's a distinction in there. We don't want parents taping like that, but if she was doing it as a principal of a school who thought there was wrongdoing going on, does that give her some legal leeway?
Absolutely not. I disagree with you. You have two girls.
Absolutely.
Could you imagine if your children were videotaped in the locker room?
I would be petrified. And the fact that this video was anonymously sent to superintendent. What if they were changing? What if those young girls were compromised?
The other students in there too didn't know they were being taped.
Well, the good news on this is no harm, no foul.
Right.
It doesn't mean it's good principle. Principal by the principal.
Principal. What happened to that? Principal.
Yeah. Really. And it doesn't mean it's smart parenting. I don't want her to get, what, 20 years in prison and a $25,000 fine? Come on. Embarrassment. Maybe, what, is she now off the school board and is on leave from her job?
Suspension right now.
You know,
paid administrative leave, I believe.
I think it's the heat. Something's gotten into their brains.
Recording kids in the locker room, it's just a huge no-no. I want to see what some of our viewers are sounding off on this. I think the first one is Just Lala, and she writes in, Just should have used a better method to investigate his aggression claims, but she doesn't deserve prison.
Yeah, Sherry Spirac says, I don't believe she deserves jail time. Maybe thousands of hours of community service would be a more just punishment.
Socorro Martinez sounding off, seriously, she's not a criminal. She's guilty of using bad judgment.
And Bradley, I love this comment. He says maybe she should have dealt with the situation the old-fashioned way by talking to the coach.
Yeah, that's too easy.
You mean yelling at the coach?
Yeah, I mean, you know.
If stupidity was a crime.